What's up, everybody? Once again, it is I, James, coming to you from the Nerdy Mewzings podcast studio. And I am joined today by a fellow Pacific Northwesterner. Mr. Nate Myers is here with me today. How you doing, Nate?
Good, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing good, buddy. You are much farther north than me. You're kind of up there by the border to Canada, aren't you?
Yeah, we're real close to the border, so kind of nice.
Now, what's the weather treating you like up there? Have you been having a nice summer?
Oh yeah, it's real nice weather. We love traveling, so yeah, it's really nice all around.
Excellent, man.
Probably pretty similar to yours, though.
Yeah. We actually, I don't know about up there, but we got a little bit of rain today. Did it rain up there as well?
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
They said that's a historic event, apparently. I wasn't aware. They said it hasn't rained on this weekend in like 41 years.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
We're experiencing history here together today on the podcast, I guess.
Yeah.
You got some cool goodies behind you. Safe to say we have a lot in common. There's artwork, there's toys.
You got to collect some of the stuff that inspires you, so
for sure.
Working on that for a while.
And we were talking a little bit before we started recording about how, we're not that far apart in age. So you were coming up on a lot of the stuff that I was coming up on, Ninja Turtles, probably safe to say some Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man, some of that was sprinkled in there, maybe a little Voltron. What was your jam? What were your go-tos when you were a kid?
I remember watching the 89 Batman movie when that came out on VHS, and I just kept rewinding it.
Yeah.
And then I got lucky to watch the Ninja Turtles movie in the theater, which was a great movie. And you watched probably He-Man back then.
Yep.
And some G.I. Joe and stuff like that.
Yeah, for me, it was always that G1 Transformers.
Yeah.
And ThunderCats was another big one for me.
Huge. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, ThunderCats and Voltron. Those were like my must-watch. Little He-Man here and there. I didn't get big into G.I. Joe, but yeah, Ninja Turtles in Batman 89. I definitely remember seeing both of those in the theater and just being blown away.
Yeah, they were good. I enjoyed all of them.
Do you ever go back and check them out with the modern eyes, and does it still give you the feels a little bit, the nostalgia?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember they played the 89 movie in the theaters recently. Did you get a chance to watch it?
I didn't get a chance to see it in the theater, but I saw that they were doing that.
Yeah, that was good.
It hold up all right?
It was good in 4K. Yeah, you could see how everything was like fake and, dolls, and they couldn't hide it with
You see him turning
quality.
Like this? Because the neck in that costume wouldn't move. He played that so well, though.
Man, Keaton's the GOAT. He's good.
I love that they, he kind of had his little swan song in that Flash movie. That was kind of the biggest redeeming quality I thought of that Flash movie, was his being in it.
Yeah, the Flash movie was pretty good too. I think he carried it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I enjoyed it, man. I've talked about this before with some of the other guests, and I feel like guys like you and me, we remember when we didn't have all these amazing movies and shows. Mm-hmm. And the idea that we would ever have this abundance of that type of content seemed like a far-fetched dream. So are you with me in that it feels like people are a little bit spoiled, and it's a little easier to become hypercritical of any superhero thing that gets released because there is so much, and they don't appreciate the value of it because it was something you and I didn't have. And if you would have told us, yeah, there's going to be a Daredevil series, a Punisher series, a She-Hulk even, we would have been like, no way, man.
Yeah, I think we just waited for the industry to have the special effects for so long that once it finally got there, we were so stoked to, enjoy that. So everybody just didn't have that, wait for, you can't do a good Superman movie or or X-Men movie until that special effects came in. And when
Yeah.
it finally did, it was awesome to go watch.
Yeah, I feel like even myself, I got to remind myself every now and again how, blessed we are to have all of this stuff. Anytime I catch myself being at all critical, I'm like, got to remember, man, we're spoiled. We got
Spoiled.
everything you can think of now.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, speaking of, have you had a chance to check out the new Spider-Man movie?
No, I want to watch it. I heard it's really good. How about you?
So good. Saw it.
Is it good?
Saw it yesterday. I gave it 10 out of 10.
Wow. Oh.
I would say it's my favorite Spider-Man movie they've done to date. And I saw today it just broke the domestic box office.
Yeah, I saw that. Broke all the records.
Which is really cool.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I think you're really going to like it. Have you been
good.
If we rewind a little bit and go back to the early days of you getting into comics, were you a guy that was picking up Marvel stuff, DC stuff? What were you gravitating towards?
So, I would buy a lot of Batman comic books, Spider-Man, huge McFarlane fan.
Yeah, you and me
like
both.
you are.
Yeah, you listen to the show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How did you meet Todd? What was your first time meeting him?
I met Todd because I worked at the Spider's Web Cards and Comics in Puyallup, Washington, that he co-owned with his brother-in-law.
So you met him filling out a W-2?
Essentially, I got to hang out with him anytime he would come to the shop to check in and do a signing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I got to quote unquote be his bodyguard and sit next to him when he would do the signings because they knew I was a martial arts guy. So you're going to sit next to Todd and protect him if anybody gets out of line, this and that.
Yeah.
So
I got a chance to meet Todd when he came to Emerald City.
Yeah.
And he did that signing for free,
Yeah.
which was amazing. So I went up there and he signed the books and talked to him for a minute. It's a really nice guy. Great crew of people with him.
Super nice guy.
Yeah.
And especially as a young, I was probably only 16 or 17 when I first met him, and it was just couldn't have been nicer. He drew on I had a yellow notepad with me when I was sitting by him. I was doing a little Spawn sketch on there and asked him to draw something. He drew a little bat next to Spawn and he signed it. Cool. I still have that to this day. Yeah. Like really made a amazing impression on a young aspiring artist that, they say don't meet your heroes, but it was a pretty great interaction. So
that's how I felt when I met him too. Just really nice guy.
Yeah. Okay. So we got the McFarlane Spider-Man obviously in our DNA, and anything else he touched pretty much.
The Batman was amazing. You did. Yeah.
And, other than him, who were you gravitating towards artist wise?
I really enjoyed Andy Kubert when he did that Batman versus Predator book.
Yes.
The first run of I think 3 issues. That was excellent throughout. And then Eric Larson was good.
Yeah.
Breyfogle, his run on Batman was really good.
Breyfogle,
I liked his motion. Yeah.
It's interesting you mentioned Andy Kubert because I feel like, I don't know if you've seen issue 1 of Terminal that he's doing over with Kirkman. I swear it's like his best art he's ever produced.
Oh, good. Yeah.
That first issue, I feel like he felt this freedom or something because he's getting to do like some gore and some violence and stuff outside of, what he would have been doing at Marvel back in the day.
Yeah.
And it's just like he's putting his heart and soul into it. So that's really neat to see.
Yeah, he's a solid artist throughout. Just his way he lays his pages out. And his motion is just really, really good.
Do you find as you've aged, your kind of tastes have changed, like when it comes to the artists that you're into? Like for me, back in the day, I wasn't as much of an Andy Kubert. I was more of an Adam Kubert guy because he was on Wolverine. And I followed that Wolverine run and always loved his art. But now as I've grown, I have an even deeper appreciation for Andy's stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked, Adam was good. He did the run where Wolverine lost his adamantium. Is
Yep.
that right?
Yep.
That was really good. I think I have that whole series.
Traumatized some young children when Magneto
He
ripped
lost.
the
That cover
adamantium
was
out of him.
amazing. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I followed a lot of Eric Larson when he was doing his stuff. Yeah, just pretty much stayed with the same guys, following how they do their stuff and
Yeah.
how they've worked through a lot of like their characters. And, you can look back. Jim Lee, wasn't um, always the best when like he was like doing the Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
But when he hit the X-Men, just like that was his niche, dude. He was like super good.
That's when he really leveled up and showed
Really leveled up. Yeah, exactly.
what he could do, and also getting paired with Scott Williams, I think really took his art to another level.
Oh yeah, like a good inker for a good penciler is like second to none.
Yeah, they become like their own thing when they're combined, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Because
You can tell.
Scott's a great artist in his own right, which people don't realize many inkers are.
Yeah.
You have to be, because a lot of times if they're paired with a amateur artist, they're having to fill in the gaps and
carry the load a little.
Yeah, and fix things. And, so they have to have a deep understanding of drawing as well. But yeah, when those two get together, and I don't know.
It's amazing.
I've said this before on the show and it surprised people. I don't know that many people know this, but years and years ago, Scott became exclusive to Jim to where he will only work on Jim's stuff, which is really interesting. Yeah.
I mean, think about that. You're like, I guess they'll just eke Jim Lee.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess
pretty good deal.
That's a solid career choice.
That's one I haven't met yet. It's Jim Lee. He always seems like a real nice guy.
I've always heard good things, and I've always just not been in the mood to stand in a 3-hour line to meet him. I've had the opportunities, but I'm like, man, you got to be really dedicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've heard nothing but good things about him. He had a real strong impact on me as a young artist because I would grab those comic book great VHS tapes.
Oh man. Yeah.
And I would just pour over that, fast forward to the section where, Stan was asking me to draw. I remember when he did that double page spread there with a Sharpie, like pretty quickly. And it was Superman, but he said, we can't call him, he's a character that looks like somebody we know. We basically did a whole scene in like 10 minutes. And
I've watched all of those over and over because, I mean, you and I both grew up doing VHS classes and, then it went to YouTube. But that Stan Lee show where he had all those greats on there is like just perfect. I always enjoy watching.
Yeah. Far prior to YouTube University, where we can just get on there and watch all these guys draw for hours now. You can hang out with Daniel Warren Johnson every Friday and learn all sorts of stuff watching him draw.
Yeah, his detail's amazing. Just the way he has whole spreads of details and crowds and stuff. I enjoyed watching that.
Yeah. Well, I can tell that you and I, we could spend a whole episode here talking about all the artists we love and all the books that we collected and things, but I want to delve into your art background. How far back are your earliest artistic memories, your inclination towards art? Was this something that started when you were a kid? Were you the kid that was sitting doodling in his notebook at school? Like, how did this all come to be for you?
Yeah, I pretty much was the kid that always drew all the time. After I watched the Batman movie and the Ninja Turtles movie and was watching ThunderCats, I'd always go and draw them. Or school, I'd take art classes all the time. So I've just always been doodling, drawing. It's just something I enjoy. So yeah, if you really enjoy something, stick with it.
Yeah. And when you were doing that, so you took some classes in school, probably like the rest of the people coming up who were into art. You got to take all the boring, still life drawing. And when really at your heart, you're wanting to work in comics and you don't realize actually how important all that stuff was until you go back in retrospect and you're like, oh, okay, I was learning structure and I was learning how to draw from reference and this and that. When you were in high school, you were probably taking your art classes. What about, did you have experience in college with doing any kind of art courses as well? Or did you?
No,
Okay.
nope, nope. I didn't go to art college. So, but I just drew enough and constantly and studied, YouTube University and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So,
So for you, you're further into your drawing journey than a lot of people. For you, going from being a younger kid to now, you are still drawing. You have this love of comics that has never left you. You've started to work on your own book. What was the inspiration that finally had you pull the trigger and be like, I'm doing this. I'm gonna start my own creator-owned journey, my indie work, and start drawing your own book? What led you down that path?
I did one when I was about 2000, where I put out, a Kinko's special book in the local comic book store, and I was happy with it, but it just wasn't to where I wanted it to be. And so I thought, I'm just going to practice, work at sequentials and work at, how to navigate through those. And then it got to a point where you have like Procreate and
Yeah.
iPads. And so I got one of those and just said, here, finally have the materials to get the book to where I kind of feel that it'd be quality enough to put it out. And so I just got laser focused and started putting one together.
So do you feel that the technology and having the ability to create digitally kind of expanded your horizons a little bit and gave you some of the tools, that you needed to kind of help develop the confidence in getting the book to where you want it to be before you put it out?
Yeah. So, I mean, I draw traditionally, with pencils, inks, and then I would scan them and then go to digital for coloring and lettering. So that's where I always I wasn't happy with the finished product of Copic markers. And so many more guys are just so much more better than I am
Right.
with markers. I wanted to steer towards that sort of 90s image sort of color aspect. So that's where I was pushing for me to go to. So when I got Procreate or any of those kind of programs, that's when I wanted to just move forward on that.
Nice. Yeah. It helped you achieve that look that you had in your mind's eye
Yeah.
as far as what you wanted to do. So you color your own stuff too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, so you're writing, drawing, coloring.
They say just start doing it.
You lettering
you're never
too? You're gonna do the lettering?
it. Yeah. Yes. So just do the whole book. But if you don't just start doing it, it may never happen.
Yeah.
So that's, I kind of did the one in the early 2000s. I was looking for maybe a team to work with, and I just never found, anybody that was on the same path as me. And so let's just get this thing moving forward. And it's worked out pretty good. It's really fun to do, and I enjoy it. So we're on to the second book.
Oh, wow. Okay. So with this most recent book, how long ago did you start working on it?
The first one?
Well, you did the one that you published back in 2000, and the one that you're doing in more recent times. So have you done two? You're working on two in the most recent times?
Yeah, so I sort of revamped the story.
Okay.
And did a new number one. And that one took a couple of years because I was figuring out all the programs as I went. And then I did a successful Kickstarter and put the first book out and selling in some comic book stores, local stores.
Nice.
And now I'm about to do a second Kickstarter.
Okay, so the first book, it took you a couple of years. Do you think that was more just kind of getting your sea legs, learning the apps and everything?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You look at the first page to the last page and you got to revisit because you've learned so much. The best part about making comic books is you continuously learn the whole time, lettering,
Yeah.
coloring, layouts, it's you learn all the time.
You said something interesting, and I think it's important advice for people. You basically said you just got to do it. It's never going to get done, kind of thing. Like,
it's true.
If you have this passion and this thing that you want to do it. But a lot of us let the fear of it not being as good as we would want it to be in our mind's eye, or worry about, people are going to see the flaws in it and all of that. Like, how did you overcome that and just say, hey, I'm going to learn as I go. The next one will be better than the one that I did prior to it. I'm just going to do it.
That's basically it, right? You just have to dive in. If you want to put a book out, you really just have to start doing it and learn as you go, and then get better. Everybody always says, "Oh, I look back, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I put that out." But however, in that moment, that's the best that you can do.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of the work, and I see all the flaws, in the past book and in the current one, but you just got to move forward and enjoy it.
It's the bane of any artist's existence, isn't it?
Yeah.
We
you'll
know
always
where
get better.
That little line that just doesn't quite look right, our eye goes straight to it.
Yeah, and if you watch a lot of the pros, they say you just got to move forward, just do it, and you can spend 2 years on one picture just perfecting it, but it'll never get out.
Yeah.
And if you want to put a book out, if you never want to move forward and just do it, then you can enjoy the book your whole life.
Yeah, for sure.
Or you put it out and just dive in.
Well, I have more questions for you in regards to kickstarting and all of that. But prior to that, why don't you let everybody know the premise of the book, the elevator pitch, if you will, for your comic series that you're doing?
Yes, there's this, evil overlord kind of guy named Ramus, and he is capturing this local sort of tribe of local people, and they have like one last warrior who's got to save their people, and he takes a trek out to save his people and stop the evil Ramus, and that's where the first book ends, and then the second one is where Ramus has cast him off. So
okay,
it's kind of fun to
Now, what genre would you put this in? Is it like sci-fi / superhero ish?
That's the fun part about writing your own books. It's kind of sci-fi or sort of like a Conan, and it's got maybe a little ThunderCats in it because it's sort of on another planet and he throws them around to other planets. So it's really fun to steer your own ship when you can control the whole thing.
So you're pulling from all the different things that you love as a fan and putting those, mixing those elements together in your own book.
Yeah, right. You can throw in cyborgs or sorcerers or whatever you want, as long as you make it make sense to the reader.
Yeah,
it's fun to do.
Now, when you were younger, I know you were doodling and you were drawing and you have the love of art. Were you also coming up with your own stories and your own characters at that time?
Yeah, I had this one character, Talis, who's kind of morphed throughout the years. It's taken me a while to get him to a point where I feel he's, good enough to put out to the public.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that you bring in that character from childhood to the modern times, very similar to, what McFarlane did with Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
It's really neat to see how he sort of kept that close to his chest all through Marvel.
Yeah.
And then finally he did Image and put that out, and it turned out really good.
Well, and now he's actually going to release the Spawn 77 comic with that original design.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be coming out, which is neat. I think he did that that first drawing of Spawn. I know it's in one of his Art of Todd McFarlane book over here. That first drawing he did of Spawn, I believe, based on the title, he did it the year I was born in 1977, which I think he was 16 at the time when he first drew Spawn. So, man, how things have changed. I wonder if he could even imagine looking back at when he did that first drawing to where he would be now with everything.
Yeah, it's neat to see how it changed over time. That's how my character changed too. He doesn't look anything like he used to.
Yeah.
I think the Savage Dragon was the same way too.
Yeah.
He kind of looked like Batman.
He had a tiny little fin too. He had a little tiny fin. Yeah. Yeah. You spoke about Larson a little bit earlier. Like, he's one that, man, he's still drawing. Like, as far as the original Image guys, I think him and Liefeld are kind of the only two that are consistently, drawing and putting out work, which is neat to see. But
Liefeld's or Larson's book is like in real time.
Yes.
You notice that? So he's got like people growing up in the book, which is pretty awesome to do.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I heard the most recent issue he just released is been so popular, they're going to a second printing on it. I guess it sold out. Wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. So people, to this day are still picking up Savage Dragon, which is neat. I always thought his, and you might disagree with me on this, but even as a huge McFarlane guy, when Larson took over on Amazing Spider-Man, when Todd went over to do the adjectiveless Spider-Man, I thought that was some of the best stuff Larson did. And like, it was like Larson, but mixed with McFarlane-esque type of styling with how he did Spider-Man. I thought it was really amazing stuff. Pun intended.
Did you see the picture that the two of them drew together when he sort of handed the baton over?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Larson's been on an interview where he said, I drew just like Todd so I wouldn't make the customers mad.
Yeah.
So he said he did it on purpose. But that's how I met him. I mean, not met him, but,
right.
Started seeing his artwork as this guy that took over from Todd and did a great job.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, fans are finicky in that when there's an art change from the artist you love to somebody else, a lot of times that can take you out of it. And that's when you quit picking up the book. But with that one, it was like, oh, cool. This guy's...
Yeah, he did a good job.
He's bringing the heat.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, that Sinister Six run arc that he did on that was like next level.
The covers are amazing. It's got Punisher on there and what's that, Night Thrasher and all those.
Did you pick up the Savage Dragon artist edition? The Vault?
No.
The big one?
No, I want to. I got the McFarlane one.
Yeah,
which is really good. I know you have a huge shelf back there.
It's ridiculous.
Need to fall over.
I had to move some downstairs because I was getting worried it was going to collapse on me.
Are you picking up the artist edition single issues that are coming out?
Like, which ones are you referring to? Because I've picked up some
Absolute Batman. Artist edition.
I picked up the first issue that was like 11 by 17, kind of on a cardstock. I picked that one up. I'm a sucker for any of those, man. If I know about them, I'm picking them up. I even picked up these the reprints of Do a Powerbomb that they're putting out in black and white.
Okay.
I'm grabbing those so I can drool over Daniel Warren Johnson's black and white work.
Yeah. What was it? All-Star Superman has one.
Yep. Have that.
Then, I think the new Supergirl one has one. Yeah. I just asked them to set them aside for me.
What's nice is some of them aren't as huge, so they don't take up as much space, but you still get to enjoy the black and white line art.
Yeah. Yeah. The David Finch book. Have you seen that new one? Skinbreaker?
Yes.
He's got some large editions coming out, which are
I haven't. I gotta order the black and white ones that they're going to be coming out with. I do have the treasury size of all the issue of that came out. Finch.
You had the colorist on the show, didn't you?
I haven't had Annalisa on yet, so I've been talking with her about getting her on. She's also the one that's coloring Battle Beast for Ryan Otley.
Yeah. Wow.
And she's not confident enough in her English yet to come on, but she told me if I was able to basically send her everything we were going to talk about, let's send her the questions ahead of time so she could practice, that she would come on. So I'm working on getting that, because I really want to pick her brain on what it was like coloring such hyper rendered work that Finch was doing on Skinbreaker.
Yeah, she did an amazing job. So it'd be really nice to hear how she talks about that.
Yeah,
and thought process.
And then the transition, you know, between going from that to something like Battle Beast, where Otley is doing more rendering than he did on Invincible, but his artwork still is more open for color. So it's like, it'd be interesting to see how she switched gears on that. But I was so blown away with the colors on Skinbreaker. It was just a beautiful book.
Beautiful. Yeah. Awesome. And then he always picks really good colorists that really, you know, do a good job with his artwork too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the elevator pitch on your book. What's the timeline as far as when you're thinking that you're going to do your Kickstarter for issue 2?
So I've got Comic-Con coming up in Bellingham. I'll have a couple, you know, con editions there, and then I'm thinking a couple weeks after that.
Okay, so you're gonna do end of August, because that's the end of August as far as when that con is, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna kind of like have some little ash can editions or something. You remember that?
So you gotta do an ash can for
every. When we were younger, when you could get the ash cans of things.
Yeah, I do those for the books. They're awesome to have.
Yeah,
and fun to put out.
Yeah, I remember there was a Wetworks one. I got a Wildcats one back in the day. Like,
yeah,
man, those were always special. And it's cool to see like a lot of artists are bringing those back. Like I think Daniel Warren Johnson just did one for Chain Kata, his new book. They had an ash can at SDCC, and it gives me those nostalgia feels.
Oh yeah. And it's great, you know, free info on your story that you can put out, or you just hand it out in a Comic-Con to the readers, or, you know, to whoever might buy the book.
Now, you are a regular attendee of the con up there in Bellingham, right?
Yeah.
Have you branched out and come down to Emerald City?
You know, I attend it. I don't.
Not a vendor or an exhibitor at it
yet. So yeah, it's a hard one to get into.
Yeah, it is.
It's on the list.
Yeah, Got to be on the bucket list, right?
The buck, yeah.
Do
you go there every year?
I'm there every year. Yeah, I'm there as a spectator. You know, going around.
Yeah.
Maybe one year there'll be a Nerdy Mewzings booth or something. Who knows?
Cool. Yeah. Who did you meet there that was your favorite? I remember meeting Eric Larson when he was there.
Yeah.
Liefeld was there one year.
I didn't get to meet Liefeld. I walked past him. He was talking to somebody outside of the convention, and I didn't want to bug him. And I thought, man, he's way smaller in real life. But I'm a huge guy, so I probably I think that about most. Like, oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, how tall are you? What are you?
I'm 6'5".
6'5", yeah, 6'2". So.
Yeah, I'm 6'5" and like 300 pounds. So some of those, and then some of them surprise you. Like Ryan Stegman, he's like 6'8" or 6'9".
Isn't Mark Silverstrike?
Sylvester's tall too.
Sylvester, yeah.
And then my buddy,
I met Stan Lee. That was fun.
Oh, nice! You got to meet Stan before he passed. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's really special for me at Emerald City. Well, for many years, Otley was there every year.
Yeah.
So getting to hang out with him and build a rapport, and then, you know, buying pieces of art from him every time I would see him and all of that. That was really special. He's a really great down to earth guy. Probably from a artist, like an aspiring artist standpoint, the one that really stands out to me is Ryan Benjamin. Yeah. Ryan Benjamin goes above and beyond in helping you if you have any artistic questions. He'll break out his paper and start drawing for you right there. And
that's cool.
Show you, look at your stuff on your Instagram and like, this is good. Here's what you could do better, and give you all sorts of, you know, tips and tricks. And yeah, so Ryan and I have built quite the friendship over many years now. And it's really cool. Get to, you know, I had him on the podcast. He might come on he wants to come on and draw with us on one of the Sunday streams too. It was funny because last time I saw him, you know, I'm friends with Todd Beats, And I was standing talking to Ryan, and Todd Beats came over from his booth. He's like, "Oh, don't listen to this guy," or whatever. I was like, "Oh, hey, Todd, you going to draw with us this next Sunday?" And Todd's like, yeah. Ryan's like, "Draw with you? What do you?" And I said, "Oh, we do this, Uncanny Artman live stream on Sundays." He goes, "I want to do that. I want to come on and draw with you." So like, it's just scheduling at this point. He'll be on there eventually. But yeah, that's Ryan cool. is he'll make an impression on you. And from other artists I've talked to, he's that way with everybody. He just goes above and beyond in giving back to up and coming creators and peers as far as artistic advice and just unbridled passion for art.
Yeah, some of their advice is just some stuff you'd never even think about. They'd look at a page and point out 2 or 3 tips that just blows your mind. That's what got them where they are.
For you, what has been some of the best advice that you've received that you feel has really made something click for you and helped you get over some hurdles?
It would be how you control the eye moving on the page. Light, where to use your blacks is a big deal. And then just jumping in and doing it, because you can read about how to do this or read, how to do it the Marvel way or all these books. But if you don't just start drawing and having lots of papers to throw away and practice, then that's probably the best advice, is just to do it, practice.
Yeah, when it comes to the transition from doing like, still images like pinups or covers to sequentials, that's a pretty big jump for most people in gaining the comfortability with, like you said, guiding the reader's eye through the page, spotting your blacks to trick people to look where you want them to look and stop their eye where you want it to stop. Yeah. All of these types of things. So for you, when you approach the process of drawing the pages for your book, since you are handling all the artistic chores, penciling, inking, coloring, placing the word balloons, these are all things you can use to guide the eye and do things. Are you staying pretty loose with your pencil stage and going in and doing most of the drawing in your ink stage? And then do you leave your ink lines pretty open and then do most of your rendering with your color?
I enjoy penciling, so I'll draw the characters pretty tight. I'll leave a lot of the background open for inking.
Okay.
Just a small X in the middle of a square, that's going to be black. You can just see it, even though it's just a random X. And then, color really changes the whole page, and it's been fun to learn that process and how you can use it, to support the inking and the whole page.
Yeah. Who are some colorists that you like to look at?
Who are some colors? I can't think of them right now. There's
I know ones you've seen that have probably caught your eye, whether you know their name or not.
So there's a lot that I've studied.
Like Alex Sinclair is kind of Jim Lee's equivalent of Scott Williams, but for colors. He's on everything Jim draws.
Did you see when Todd colored his book? What was it, Spider-Man, that run? Torment.
Yep.
I think he did a lot of the colors on that. That was really something I paid attention to.
Yeah. Yeah. Who else do we got? Oleoptics. Those were back in the Image days.
Yeah.
It was like coloring.
Yeah, that was a whole team.
Early days of digital color.
Yeah. I can't think of the names right now, but there's just so many out there. And I think that a lot of the coloring is sort of unsung hero.
Yeah.
Because they, like the letterer, that's the biggest hurdle I have, is leaving room for the lettering, knowing where to push through the page. And those guys really do a good job. You can tell a good letter or a poor one.
Yeah. When you come up with your story concepts and your writing, does it start as a visual picture in your mind?
Yeah, so I'll think of it visually, do some thumbnails throughout, so at least I have bullet points to hit, and then I'll do the final writing after the book is penciled.
Okay.
So that you can, do the Jim Lee and erase a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Redraw a whole lot of things. Yeah.
Now,
It's amazing how much he erases.
Oh, I love it.
Throughout his drawing.
It was so freeing for me. When
Me
I
too.
first got to see him draw live and then realize, the great Jim Lee erases all the time and makes mistakes.
He's got a pencil in one hand and an eraser in the other, and he's using both hands.
Constantly editing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you probably were the same as me. I was very precious and too careful with my lines for so long.
Yeah. And then you realize I can just erase this and try again. So
yeah, and another thing that helped me in watching Jim was seeing that gigantic pencil he has. It's like a lead holder, but it's a way bigger lead.
Oh yeah.
And blocking in the overall shapes with that. He'll do that.
Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. And just that concept of like getting the blocking in the overall form and getting the overall shape there. And then almost like sculpting a big blob of clay and refining down and down and down. That was kind of seeing him take that approach helped me.
Yeah.
Because if you go in there with your mechanical pencil, you're gonna gravitate towards trying to be more perfect and detail oriented.
Yeah, those loose renderings are, I find, the best way to lay out a good page, because you can just do it far back and see it. You're not up close trying to do fine detail, so it kind of helps spread out everything you want to say.
Well, let's talk a little more process, because I'm a process junkie. So for you, do you start with a typical very small thumbnail, and then once you get something you like, make it a little bigger and then transfer that onto your full-size page?
So I'll go through on a regular 11 by 17, not Bristol board paper, but a pad of paper, do my loose sketches on there, and then I go to a light board and then light board onto the Bristol paper.
So you're
through pencils, and that's where I kind of get that tight pencils.
So you're doing
right over my sketches.
Are you doing your thumbnails bigger? Like you're doing your breakdown at 11 by 17, working everything out there. Because I know some people start small, get the idea what they like, then they'll do the big version, either straight on the board or like what you're doing and transfer it. You like going in there at full scale. Do you feel that benefits you in that everything is blocked in the way that it's going to look right at that scale?
I think it helps with some spatial awareness on the page.
Yeah.
And so I can think, this guy's coming over here, or this is going to be a full page, or I've got to fit, enough of the storyline to not crowd it. And I think knowing the full scale of it before I start penciling, and I could just erase it, no problem too. But I think knowing, how it looks on the page and how it lays out helps me out.
Everybody is a sucker for collecting art tools and art supplies. You and me, I'm sure both.
Yeah.
What's your go-to lead hardness?
I mean,
because I know a lot of people.
It's a typical, mechanical pencil 0.05.
HB, or are you going H? What are you doing?
I'm just like the regular.
Whatever comes with it, whatever softness.
This guy right here I've had for like 15 years.
Okay.
That's the pencil,
So you're throwing down the HB. You're not in there with a harder lead going super light or anything like that.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
And then the pens, what about you?
Pens, I really dig microns.
Yeah, micron.
I have everything. It's just a matter of what I regularly use, right? Like the microns I pretty regularly use. I've got the Copic multi-liners and all of it. I'll use it all, but I tend to gravitate towards those same, there's ones, I'm going to forget the name. The ones that Todd Beats uses, he turned me on to. They're kind of like a brush pen.
Oh, yeah.
They're amazing. And
They're great.
he swears by them. And then there's that brush, was it the Kuretake or whichever one that David Finch likes to ink with?
I would watch his videos
Yeah.
and then pause it and then find those pens on like Amazon or the art store.
Yeah.
And I have all of his pens. I'm a junkie just like you. I buy every one I
Yeah,
can.
I dig
test them out.
I dig the feel of the brush pens and being able to get the variation in the line weight and then get that kind of look. Maybe microns for little finer details and things like that on a smaller, thing where you're getting in there with detail. But yeah, I'm pretty much using that some form of brush pen for a lot of the stuff that I do.
Yeah. Did you do a lot of it digital, or you're sticking with ink?
With ink, recently I've been trying to force myself to ink more traditionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the look of it better. I've gotten close to finding some brushes and things in Procreate and Clip Studio that do a great job of looking more like traditional inking.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like I'll tell you a little story on this page that I'm working on right now.
Yeah.
I was doing my rough layout and kind of some breakdowns of it digitally. And I ran into that thing with the scale, the problem with the scale of what it's going to look like on the full size page. Because I was going to do it digital as far as the blue lines and then print it on the board and finish it then.
Yeah, I want to try that. It seems like a fun way to go.
Now, I did a test, and when I printed it on the board, the scales of things, how they looked on the iPad versus what it looked like on that board, everything was out of whack. And it threw off my eye flow of the panels and everything. So then I got to the point where I was over editing, over manipulating in the digital realm. Then I said, you know what? I'm going to do like my buddy Evgeny Sokolov or my buddy John Mangello from the drawing streams. I'm going to go straight onto that 11 by 17 board. And that's what's behind me over there. And it's turning out really good.
Yeah.
And I can, just like what you were saying, you like to work at that scale because it's helping you be in the presence of how you want it to look at that size. That seemed to do the trick for me. So I'm forcing myself on this one. I'm going straight traditional, at least on page 1. Maybe I'll change my mind on page 2. Yeah.
For the Comic-Con, I'm working with a couple local artists to do a con special book.
Nice.
And this one is all digital for me. It's the first time I've done all digital. So it's turned out really good. It was a learning curve, but it's fun to do.
What do you feel the advantages of that were for you on this particular one, doing it all digital?
You can manipulate it a lot easier, saved on paper, that's for sure. But, I just got to learn about the brushes and how you can use layers and get different lighting effects. So, yeah, it was a lot faster, that's for sure.
Are you sticking with Procreate for that? When you did that, were you all in Procreate as far as penciling it, inking it, all of that?
I'm on the iPad on Procreate, and I've got a Cintiq, and I want to try, what's the other one?
Clip Studio.
Clip Studio, yeah. So I'm messing around with that a little bit, but I'm pretty much all Procreate.
Okay. So I would tell you that, to me, inking in Clip Studio feels more like traditional inking.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So you'll have to see, you when you try it, let me know. And I've got some free brushes I could send you that
cool.
You're going to be like, oh, this actually feels like inking with a nib. And it's given me that look that I want, Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. I like sketching more in Procreate.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's something about the way that it feels that I enjoy doing like loose sketches in it. But then when I ink, for whatever reason, to me, Clip Studio feels better. So I'd be interested to hear when you try it, if you kind of experience the same thing.
Did you ever put a screen protector on your iPad that feels like paper?
I do have the one called rock, paper, pencil.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, I do enjoy that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's been the best one that I've personally tried. And I like the fact that I didn't have to stick something on the screen and that this one just magneted on there and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I didn't like about it is I have a little bit of a heavy hand, and that nib they give you with the metal on it
Wow.
scratched up. I scratched up the first one I got pretty quickly,
Oh,
pushing a little too hard.
did it come with two? Came with two?
It came with two. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they knew.
And I bought their most recent one too, because they did a redesign or the newest version. And I haven't put it on there yet, but I've got it if I need it. It just shows we're a sucker for all the gimmicks, man.
Oh yeah. No, I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. You never know what brushes, not to get until you try them. So
Yeah. Dan Fraga has a free brush pack. I don't know if you ever picked that up, but he has a free Procreate brush pack. If you want it, I'll send it to you.
Oh,
but
sure.
He's got all the ones that he uses because he does a lot of his stuff on the iPad.
A lot of guys do now, just because it's so much faster. And
do you follow Clayton Henry?
How to Draw Comics?
No,
no, that's Clayton Barton.
That's Clayton Barton, who's also awesome. If you follow Clayton Henry, I think it's Clayton Henry Artists on Instagram. He's 100% digital. He does he does it all in Procreate.
Okay.
And he's DC. He does a lot of work for DC.
Yeah.
And so you'll pick up little tricks just watching his IG. You're going to see like stuff that he does. You're like, wait a second. I'll hold my finger on there and pause that to see how he did that in Procreate,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he's on I think he's a Procreate ambassador because they send him the beta versions of the new.
Okay.
And he'll tease it like, oh, look at this new feature they added at my request or whatever. So yeah, I would say Procreate is great, but as far as a complete comics workflow, Clip Studio has everything you need and more.
Studio, yeah.
Yeah,
I've got it. I just have been focusing on finishing the book, and so it's sitting behind me to mess with.
I would say definitely don't switch to it in the middle of the book.
Nah, yeah.
How many pages into issue 2 are you now?
I'm just got the back and front cover left to do.
Oh wow, so you're way into it.
With a Kickstarter, you want to have everything done before you launch it.
Please, please preach this to the masses.
Yeah. You don't want to have everybody wait forever. The last one I had it done before I started the Kickstarter, so as soon as it was done, I could just order and ship it out.
I know so many creators who have made the mistake of not having it done, and creators collaborating with other creators, and they'll have their part done, but oh, sorry guys, I'm still waiting on blah, blah, blah. There's 14 pages left that need to be done before we can send it to the printer.
Yeah.
And then you or I, as the supporter, the consumer who backed it 2 years ago, are still sitting here waiting with our money out of our bank account, right?
Yeah.
What was that experience, the first Kickstarter you ran? What was that like? Had you kind of studied it a little bit, kind of looked at how people set their campaigns up and everything before you bit the bullet?
Yeah, I mean, it was a learning experience, to say the least. You research all you can, and then you got to just hit the go button and hope you did a good job. So then it's a lot of just advertising. And the one thing I didn't do is you need a good video, right, to promote it in the Kickstarter itself. And so there's a Facebook page where it's called like the Wheel of Destiny, and they talk about Kickstarters, and they happened to pull my Kickstarter up, and they critiqued it, which was a great learning experience, and real nice guys that did it, and I learned a lot. But eventually it came through, and it was a successful Kickstarter. So.
That's awesome, man. First one out the gate.
First one,
successful.
Yeah.
That had to be pretty cool.
Lucky.
Were you champing at the bit a little bit? Were you nervous at any point?
They all stall in the middle.
That's what I've heard.
So so you kind of go, oh no, I might make it.
Yeah.
And you just kind of push forward, and it did pull through for me. But
and you get all your last minute backers that wait till the day before the deadline or the day of.
Yeah. There was one that backs, he was first backer, and then I think he backed out.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, hold on a second. We're going backers there.
What's going on, buddy?
But it worked out. So happy about that.
Now let everybody know the name of your book.
It's called Predation, right? So it's like this sort of food chain.
Yeah.
Is what that means. And so, there's a higher being, and then there's the lower group that he's kind of controlling. And so if you follow the story, you see how it kind of goes downhill, and they've got to save themselves from impending doom.
Do you have do you have the first issue nearby that you'd be willing to grab? Yeah. And because a lot of people watch the video version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. You did a little foil chrome
foil
cover.
line on that. Yeah. So that's the bad guy Ramus and the hero Talis right there.
Nice.
And you could see the ThunderCats kind of steel right here.
Oh yeah.
Right, So yeah.
Now, who are you doing your printing through?
I did Wellspring last time, and I think I'm going to try and do a local printer.
Okay.
Just because you don't have to wait so long, or try and, you get a proof and that gets mailed to you. And I know a good local printer I'm going to try and work with, who's also a fellow artist, Ken Elberry, who does the Sheen. He's also doing that Comic-Con book with me.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the other artists there are Shannon Devine, Jake Zender, and Erica Gleave. And they all do a really good job. And we're all kind of leaning on Ken Alberry for some of our printing stuff. So he works at a local printing company.
Okay, so he's familiar with comics and kind of knows.
We're real familiar.
Yeah, so that's good, right? Because if you're working with a printer that maybe hasn't delved into comics before, that could be a little bit of a learning curve.
He's been doing
it
for a while.
Okay.
And when I met him, I bought a book of his, and he's a nice guy. And I said, what do you do? And he's like, oh, I work at a printing company. And I thought, well,
perfect.
how nice is that?
Yeah. So with that, I'm assuming they can offer all the same types of books, like if you're wanting to do hollow foil or or whatever.
Yeah, like a die cut cover or something like that.
Nice,
so he's been doing it for a while, so he knows what he's doing.
See, I'm gonna have to pick your brain and see how yours go, because when my anthology gets ready to come out, if they do a good job for you, we always want to support local when we can, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I can just go down there and check it out.
Yeah.
And talk to him about, bleed lines, or, what size the page needs to be, so that he doesn't have to do too much manipulation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy to mail you a copy of the book so you can check them out.
Oh, I'd love to see it, man. Yeah. I've heard good things about Wellspring also. Mix'em lately. I know a lot of my friends use Mix'em. I heard something about one of my buddies, all his books were packed loose and damaged.
Yeah.
In a recent shipment he got. So I guess Wellspring, they still seal them all together real safe and secure, which is nice. Yeah. So
there's a couple books that came, where the print was smudged, but they sent me new prints and took care of me and did a good job. So
that's great. Yeah, I've heard good things about them. I know Dan Goodwin uses that Wellspring, and a couple other people, and I know their prices are pretty reasonable sounding. But yeah, if you have a good experience with this local place, that would be really cool.
Yeah. Well, I'll send you a book.
Awesome, buddy. Well, man, we were already over an hour, brother.
Oh, It's been really fun talking to you.
That just means we're going to have to do this again.
Yeah.
Well,
after the book comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to give you an opportunity to let everybody know when the plan of getting the Kickstarter going is up so they can be on the lookout, and where they should be following you so they get that information as soon as it's available.
I'm on Instagram under Nate Scott Art. And so I post, updates there, and I'll be having a lot of stuff coming up about it and some teaser things and, dates coming up, but probably going to be this, a couple weeks after the Comic-Con, which is August 29th.
Okay. So coming up the end of this month, you'll be at that con. You'll have some goodies that people can stop by and grab, get a little teaser.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. We've got a book where it kind of talks about everybody else's comic book that we've done that collaboration on. And inside there is like a preview of the third book and a preview of everybody else's books.
Awesome, Nate. Well, hang out with me for a moment here, brother. I appreciate you being on. I've had a wonderful time with you.
Thank you. It's been great being on.
All right. Well, listen, everybody, make sure to go out, support Nate, follow him on Instagram, check out his book. If you're in the Bellingham, Washington area, make sure you go up to the con, say hi to him, tell him you heard about him on the show. For everybody that wants to support the podcast, you can get on patreon.com/nerdymusings. Only $5 a month. You can get access to each week's episode 48 hours early. I want to shout out all of the Patreon supporters. We have Brendan Paul, the creator of Chuck Maxwell. He was our very first Patreon supporter. You can follow him at bpaulart. We also have another awesome artist named Michael Gardner. You can follow him. It's me, Mike G. And last but not least, our most recent supporter, Mr. David Feenstra. He is David Feenstra Art on Instagram. Go check out all of them. Give them some love. And in the meantime, everybody, keep it nerdy.